What is up, y'all? We are counting down 2020. I got a list here of ways that I want to shine in 2021. Figured I'd share with you guys. I took it upon myself to not go out on this New Year's Eve. It is New Year's Eve today, right now while I'm filming this. Took it upon myself to not go out, to start 2021 hyper motivated. Well, in 2020 and start 2021 hyper motivated. On top of this list, I've got other things that I'm doing here just to get ahead for the upcoming weekend and week. I've got gifts and things I brought back from Memphis while I was in town seeing family that I need to unwrap, unpack, maybe build. Some of it I've got to build, put together, things like that. I'm just trying to get ahead and feel like it was smarter. And the weather's terrible in Dallas right now. It's just, there's a lot that went into the decision for me to just not go out this New Year's Eve. Being single, I'm not dating anyone, things like that. So got a list here. I'm gonna go through some broad resolutions of mine, New Year's resolutions, and I'm gonna go through some specific goals as well for this next year. So hopefully this will inspire some of you guys, or hell, at least you'll enjoy the time while you watch the video. So it's gonna be a quick one. It's not like overly planned or anything. Obviously I'm not, you see I'm just on the couch. I'm not in my studio or anything like that, but I just figured, I felt the need to speak to y'all, and I wanna connect with you guys on like what are some of my specific goals and broad goals as a person. I feel like sharing goals and what you wanna achieve out of life is gonna help me connect with you guys and feel like a family when y'all follow me. So I feel like that'll help. So let's start with the broad resolutions. So the first thing I have here is to track my macros better, more accurately, not more accurately, but more consistently. Let's put it like that. The accurate thing's not tough because I use MyFitnessPal, the app, and this is not a paid ad. I've used that app for years. It's simple, easy. They have pretty much every food you would eat. So if you don't know what macros are, they're your macronutrients. That's what macro stands for. It's a fitness, it's a shortened term for macronutrient in the fitness world. It's basically your proteins, your fats, and your carbs, and how much you're eating per day. You track it within however you want to track it, an app or something like that. Most people I know use an app. And so everyone has a baseline of how many calories they would eat in a day, and if they eat that amount, and they say they eat that amount and they don't burn any calories throughout the day, that they're going to stay at the weight that they're at. Or if they burned 500 calories, then whatever your level is, you up at 500, and that's going to meet your daily intake level for what you would need to stay at the weight you're at. And then of course, it's basic simple math. There's a lot that goes into it, but basically when you eat above that caloric level, you're going to gain weight. When you eat below it, you're going to lose weight. And so that's kind of how you track that, and you can track progress depending on your goals and how you live, your lifestyle. You may have more carbs or more fats or more protein or less of any of those three. But that's one thing I want to do more consistently. I generally know about what amount of calories and macronutrients I've gotten in for the day without tracking it within an app. But that's never a better way of doing it than tracking it. I'm trying to gain weight, and that will actually, you'll see in a specific goal of mine later where a specific goal of mine is that falls within that. Okay, next one, tracking my lifts. Okay, so I've gotten into a rhythm, which I would not say I'm proud of, but I've gotten into a rhythm of, I push myself every workout. I really am good at that. I'm not one who goes in there, kind of half-asses it and leaves. That's never really me. So I do push it every time I go in the gym for the most part. But where I've failed recently is I've stopped tracking as much of my exact repetitions and how much weight I'm doing week to week to week. Because one thing in lifting that you always want to do, or that you really want to focus on when you're trying to get bigger, like I am right now, is progressive overload. Bigger and stronger, you need to focus on progressive overload, which is as you get farther along into the year, say you start at the beginning of the year, you need to be able to do the same amount of repetitions you were doing with a little bit heavier weight. Because if you're going to get stronger, or if you're getting stronger, up in the weight a little bit as you go is something that's going to help you track progress. It's whether you write it down or you keep it in your head mentally. How many reps did I get last week with this weight? Okay, I got 8 reps. Let's go for 9. Let's go for 10. And then if you're eating if your nutrition is on point, if you're going hard and pushing yourself in the gym, you're going to increase as the year goes on, as long as you continue to add more weight in your lifts. So tracking my lifts is one. The third thing on the list is taking action on apparel. If you follow me for maybe the last year, I've really hinted around about throwing out apparel, putting my logos on things, getting some apparel out to you guys, because I know if y'all are real supporters of me, and not everybody will want to do this, but a lot of people who are real supporters of social media influencers want to rock their gear. I know I feel that way. I have a couple people's items that I've ordered in the past, some people's that I haven't ordered, but I definitely want to. It makes me feel good to know I'm supporting someone who's an entrepreneur, which in a sense, all influencers are entrepreneurs. And then also I'm representing something. Whatever that person stands for or represents, however they help people, you're representing that when you wear their clothes. And you're also donating the money that you're spending goes to that person, so you're donating to the cause of them doing more for people as an influencer. So it's a really cool thing to do. I would appreciate it. Any other influencer I'm sure appreciates it. So I need to take action though on putting this apparel out, getting the samples, specifically picking what I want, putting it on the website, and getting it out to you guys so you guys can buy it. So the hats are probably the first thing I'll do. You'll see that soon, really soon. I've already mocked up templates for the hats. I just need to get them in to make sure the samples are good and they look exactly how I want. I can throw them on the site and we're ready to go for the hats. And then I'll just have to do the hoodies and a few other things like that, different apparel pieces. I'll probably start with only a couple, but that's something I need to do. Next thing on the list is speak more on socials. Sorry, I'm moving the camera around here. I'm not as used to holding it anymore. I post a lot. I ask you questions a lot. I write a lot of text on my stories and on my captions, and I kind of feel like I give you an insight onto what I'm thinking and who I am and how I perceive things. But I think moments like this, where it's like the face-to-face interaction and I'm just speaking to you guys, open conversation, open dialogue type, not a dialogue, but a monologue, I guess, with the viewer on my social media applications that I work with. I need to do that more. So the more that you guys can hear me speak like this in long form, monologue form, you feel like you're getting to know me more. You feel like you're hearing from a friend, not just reading a text on a page and then like, I wonder how he even came up with that, or what his expression on his face was when he said that. I mean, when you hear someone talk and you can see them talk, I feel like you really feel what they're saying. So something I want to do more, because I want to feel as connected as possible with you guys. I want you guys to feel like it's a family again when you follow me. So next thing, spend quality time with Cairo. So he's over there, he's looking at me right now. He's chewing on it, one of his toys he got for Christmas. I do spend quality time with him. I take time to play with him, walk him, talk to him, and give him not a treat every day, but a treat some days and things like that, and make him do his tricks and all, things that I think are the general standard stuff you should do with a dog. But he is getting a little bit older. He's about 7 years old, or he is 7 years old. He turns 8 in March. And I know he's getting older and he's a big dog, and he needs to enjoy the last years of his life to the best of his ability. And so he depends on me for that. So I need to just make sure that I'm on top of things. I know that it's coming sooner than I want it to, so I need to make sure that he enjoys all of the last time he has here, and I need to enjoy it with him as well, because that's my road dog. He's been with me for a long time. That's my boy. He's got my back for sure. Okay, so the second to last thing on the list is for me to dive more into the Word. So something that I've really already taken action on. A friend of mine, Jordan, which I've got a few different friends named Jordan that are my best friends. If you've followed me for long enough, you probably know that. But one of my friends, Jordan, we've started a weekly Bible study on Wednesdays. We give each other a few chapters. Hey, we're going to read these chapters. Take your notes. I'll take my notes separately. Then we come together with our notes and we learn from each other. What notes did you have that were different than mine, and vice versa? And I feel like it's helped me a lot. I've been in and out of church my whole life, pretty consistent as a kid, and then pretty consistent since college. But high school and middle school, was a little off for me. As little, here and there, I would go and not go. And so it's something I've gotten back into, and I love the feeling of going to church, and I love the message that I get to take into the new week, and it just helps me make better choices. But one thing I have never done as well as I should have is to dive into the Word and read the Bible. And it is a long-term goal, which goes way beyond this list, for me to finish the Bible before I have children, because if I'm going to be preaching the Word to my kids and trying to instill that in lessons that I teach them, I want to have the ultimate level of dedication in my life towards that before I try to preach to the level of dedication my kids should have. And so that's a big goal of mine. And so we've already started the weekly Bible study. I'm not sure, I haven't calculated how long it'll take us to finish at the rate we're going, but we're on our way, and I'm very proud of that. And I've already learned a lot just in the first maybe month that we've been doing this. So super excited about that. Okay. Oh, actually, that's the last thing on the list. So the next line is the title for specific goals. So my specific goals for 2021. Okay. First thing is I want to gain 5 pounds by March. Now, to some people, they're going to be like, dude, I gain 5 pounds tomorrow if I eat enough today, or what, like in a couple of days I'll gain 5 pounds if I pig out. Well, my metabolism is just, it's something that is a blessing, and it's also a curse as far as someone who likes to try to build muscle and gain and get bigger. So the curse of it is I have to force myself to eat when I'm not hungry, and I have to make sure that I'm staying on top of my meals. I'm serious, y'all. I could eat on point for a week, gain, say, 1 pound or 2 pounds, do it again for another week, gain 1 pound or 2 pounds. That third week, when I say I slack off and I don't eat, I eat maybe 1 meal a day for like 3 days out of that week, all gone. Like, just back down. The weight that I gained is already back down to where it was when I started. It's real tough for me, and so I want to get to in March where I've gained that 5 pounds, and then consistently moving forward, I'm holding on to that 5. And then that way, eventually the excess weight's going to get built into muscle, and then I can, take the next step up and gain 5 more, 5 more, 5 more. And that's the goal. And so that tracking macros is going to help with that a lot. That's why it was on the list as well. A lot of these things tie in together. That's the first specific goal, 5 pounds by March. Next goal, put out apparel by May. Now, I'm on a few of these, I'm giving myself a little bit of leniency because I know life throws things at us all at random times. So that's something I encourage you to do as well in your goals, is to give yourself a little bit of leniency, a little bit longer than you think it'll take, just in case. That way, if you hit it before then, you're even more proud of yourself, right? Don't try to take the extra time, but if you have to, you do. Okay, so I want to put out apparel by May. Now, I think I will have hats out at least way before May. I'm thinking maybe March, but I want to have more than just hats out. When I say apparel, my goal for myself is maybe hats and hoodies, or hats and shirts, something like that. At least 2 items out on the site for apparel, for Chrome, and then also for CF2 training. Speaking of CF2 training and Cairo, I mentioned Cairo. I'll put both of their handles down here. Go follow them. They're both a good follow, especially if you're into fitness. I figure most of y'all that follow me or watch my YouTube or whatever, you at least care about your health and whatnot. So we give out a lot of good information on the CF2 Instagram, which is just at CF2 training. And then Cairo, if you love dogs, who doesn't love dogs? Come on. Follow Cairo as he gets older in age, but still enjoys the hell out of his life. He's such a happy, sweet dog. So he's a good follow too. His will be at Cairo_Chrome. Now back to the list. So the next thing I have on here is to collab with 2 influencers by May. So one of my goals that I have written down on a to-do list over there is to contact 5 influencers over this weekend just to see if they'd like to collab. Dallas influencers specifically, because then we don't have to do travel. None of us know what travel is going to be like in 2021 anyways. It's hard to plan for that type of stuff. Or Fort Worth is cool. So collab with 2 influencers by May that are in Dallas. So y'all will be able to see that one. Y'all are going to be able to hold me to that one for sure. It's going to be all, I'm going to post it if I collab with somebody. So next one would be complete the next fundraiser by May. So this is the thing that makes me the happiest of all the things that I do on social media, the fundraiser. So I've already completed my first one. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for anybody that donated to the last fundraiser. So the first one I did, since I was so obsessed with football growing up, and I And I always had everything I needed, thank God, provided by my parents and grandparents, family, and everything. But I saw kids growing up at times that didn't have the right equipment, and it hit me in two different ways. Some of the kids, I felt, or you could see that they were embarrassed by it, and that hurts to see for anybody. If it don't hurt you to see that, you need to take a look in the mirror. And then another way that it hit me was some kids that I knew were extremely good athletes didn't have the gear that they needed, and it probably held them back a little bit, or it made it that much harder for them to succeed when everybody else or most other kids were kind of on a level playing field as far as the equipment they had. And a lot of my teams some coaches would maybe order some extra stuff or pay for it on their own so the kids could have what they needed, but that doesn't always happen everywhere. I know a lot of places where it doesn't happen, especially in the city that I grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. That it probably doesn't happen at a lot of the inner city schools especially. So that's something that I want to do. I don't know if I'll donate to the money to cleats for a kid in Dallas or Memphis yet. I'm not sure. Depends on what connections come my way faster. And I'm about to start actively reaching out to coaches here in Dallas. And so the fundraiser raised $200, and if the kid wants, they get whatever cleats they want, okay? And if the kid wants cleats that are $100, then the other $100 goes directly to any other equipment that they want. I'm gonna make sure that I don't just hand over money to anyone. I'm gonna purchase everything that they want, specifically what they want. I'm gonna make sure the receipt's posted. If they wanna remain anonymous, then they'll remain anonymous, or if they want me to shout them out on my Instagram or something, they can get a shout out as well. That's completely up to them. And anyone who donated, if you follow my social media, my Instagram, you will see and you will know for sure that every single penny donated, outside of what GoFundMe takes as their percentage, every penny donated is gonna go to the apparel for this kid. But back to my goal, that's just explaining what it is, and it's called Chrome Life. That's gonna be my fundraiser. That's gonna be it's the title for like the way I live, for the way that I see things. I just wanna attach all the positivity I can to Chrome Life, okay? Like, that's gonna be the mantra. That title is gonna stand for a lot. It stands for a lot to me already. It's gonna stand for a lot to everyone in the end. You'll all see. But next fundraiser. So complete that by May. I'm not sure what the next one's gonna be. If you have ideas, please comment them below. I would love to hear. I might do basketball shoes. I might do soccer cleats. I might do a new baseball bat or baseball glove, or both, and I'm always going to ask for more money than I think is needed for that piece of equipment, just in case the kid wants some type of special one that I don't know about, and that way we can still get it. And if they're ever asking for something that is for that, it's that piece of equipment that we chose for the fundraiser, and it's more than what we have, I'll cover the extra, okay? It's never gonna be a situation where we can't give the kid what they need. So that is the goal. I just don't know what piece of equipment I'm gonna do or use next. So if anybody has any idea of a kid that could use this equipment, please comment below. And however you want to contact me, you can contact me on Instagram at HeIsChrome. You can comment below your information. I can contact you. You can email me. My email is I believe it's on my Instagram, and I'll put it below in the caption. And that's that for the fundraiser, guys. And then the last thing. So this is this will have an entire year for this goal for me to complete it. This is for Cairo. Yes, you, bud. To lose 10 pounds by next December. Okay, so obviously it's December 31st today. And by next December, I want him to lose 10 more pounds. And it's not just me. Trust me, this is not me being some crazy military like dog dad or whatever. He's overweight right now, and the vets told us that, so at his biggest, after he had broken his leg the first time, or tore his a ligament in his leg the first time, he got up to 135 pounds, like 30 pounds overweight. And then now he's also, we found out he has a thyroid issue. He's healed from that leg. That was years ago. And he's got a thyroid issue. We've got him on thyroid medicine. He's already lost 10 pounds from what he was. So he was 125. We had already got about 10 off of him from the initial situation. he was at 125, put him on the thyroid medicine, he came down to 115, so he'd already lost 10 pounds. And then they say that for his breed mix, he should weigh about 100, okay? And he weighs 115, right? So I'm thinking another 10 pounds. And then that'll just give him a 5 to kind of fluctuate with, or to go even further down in weight on. But I think a year is not too much of time. It's not unhealthy to lose 10 pounds in a year. So he's actually got a little bit of a limp in his other leg now, which could make this whole thing more difficult. I mean, life just is gonna throw things like this at you. Of course, I'm not going to push him to be exercising while he has a hurt leg, but he's got a vet appointment next week. We're gonna see what we need to do for this leg, if it's any structural damage or not. And even if he has to get surgery or whatever it is on his other back leg, then we'll take that in stride, you know. And we're never gonna get beat by any situation. That's what I preach here. That's the mentality I want you guys to have. And I just think it helps me so much in life. So I want to help you guys in the same way. I want y'all to think the same way. So we'll take it in stride if that's the case, and we'll get him back healthy, and then we'll try to hit our goal, or we'll extend the goal, you know, whatever's realistic. So that is my broad and specific New Year's resolutions for 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope that you have a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I hope everyone is safe, and let's have a great 2021. Goodbye to 2020. Much love. See y'all.